give it a few minutes for people to get in here. Join on. If you're not familiar, we do a live feed every night for the most part around 9 o'clock on YouTube. Used to do them on Facebook, and then the algorithms completely changed. I occasionally do them on Facebook during the day or late at night, just more of like while I'm working, just to show, hey, it's 1 in the morning and I'm here working. Hey, it's 4:30 in the morning and I'm here working. So join us. We're almost always on YouTube. What's up, Lone Star? How are you? We've got mini pack side pouches. Mini pack side pouches? Yeah, mini pack side pouches. Purple pelter wraps, triple pistols, Velcro adjustable holsters, several different pelter wraps. Fanny packs. We'll be doing some more fanny packs. Anybody get a fanny pack? What color did you order? Answer in a whole sentence so I know. I ordered whatever color. If you didn't, what color would you like to order? Also, in a whole sentence, I would like a fanny pack in this color so I know what it is you are replying to. Because for some reason, dudes will jump on here and in 15 minutes, I'll just see somebody say black or pink, and I won't know what we're talking about. Because when you post that, we can go back through this in a couple days, whoever's cutting these things, and see what color people are interested in. But if you're a lazy fuck and you just put a color, well, then you don't get counted. Whiskey 83, what's up? Aaron Meyer, how are you? I got one, ordered Coyote. I wanted black, but glad I got one. Right on, man. Kirby, how are you? James Barden, what's up? Fox Malloy, what's going on? Byron Roberts, Big O. Jonathan Cam, what's up? Mark Southard, what's going on? Vaquero, how are you? Tattooed Fucker, and then a bunch above I can't see. I would like a fanny pack in multicam black. I'm sure that you will see those shortly. Empty, clear, clear. A lot of jobs. It used to be like if you worked at Walmart or certain places, you had to have a clear backpack. You couldn't bring in backpacks that weren't clear. A lot of high schools require a clear backpack or bag too. Moreno, what's up? How are you? How was everybody's weekend? Did you guys get a ton of shit done? Fanny pack in woodland multicam black. I like that too, Monterosa. Moreno, what's up, buddy? Give me a reason to get away from studying to watch this. What are you studying for, Cody? Sorry, I meant I ordered an Arid, not Coyote. Similar. Right on. Right on. I didn't even catch that. I wasn't even going to question it. Planting trees. What'd you plant, man? Just placed an order for some more infrared snap lights. Right on. Like a fanny pack multicam black Tiffany. You're not going to see that real soon. You might see it. We might put a custom color option on there and let you guys order them however you want. Jesus Martinez, my weekend's great. Mowed most of the day. I mowed a little bit today. Mowed a little bit today with a battery-powered walk-behind mower, but it's self-propelled and turned up all the way. It will move much faster than I want to walk with it. Bathroom finish, very cool. New floor, paint, vanity toilet, very cool, man. Fanny packing every day. Fanny pack in black or multicam black, right on. Blackberries planted, blueberries planted, apple trees, and mulch and rock. Smoked some ribs, very cool. Cut my grass, use my SOE sling on my string trim. Doesn't it work good, man? When I string trim a lot, if I'm under a string trimmer, my hands go numb. And I find that that bungee single point sling seems to take part of the vibration out of that. Any tricks for losing weight? Yeah, don't put shit in your mouth that shouldn't go in your mouth. 90% of losing weight is what goes in your mouth. Intermittent fasting does amazing things. Get yourself into go 16 hours no food, and then consume all your calories in that next hour. and then go 16 more. There's people that can give you a lot better info than I can, but it definitely works. And then cardio. And cardio is not just get on a treadmill and talk to your friend on the treadmill next to you. If you're not cardioing at a level that it's difficult to talk, you're probably not doing much for yourself. And you should have a puddle of sweat. Like your clothes should be fucking wet. And if they're not, make it harder. How do you make it harder? Raise the elevation, raise the speed. That's it. Making any more black fanny packs? Probably not. You're going to see multicam black probably. Pawpaw, hawthorn, sweet crab, apple, ginkgo, black gum. Right on, man. And 5%. It was very cool. Irish. Are you putting those all like in rows, 10 by 10, 20 by 20? Are they going on a fence line? Like what's that going to look like? Is it set up as an orchard? Love rowing for my cardio, right on. Did you see the new 80% lower rolls? No, not a clue, man. I don't actually even know anybody that owns an 80% lower. I know people that own real guns, and that's not like a dig at you. I don't know shit about 80% lowers. Food Forest, right on, right on. Patrick Caswell, what up? Did you sell out of the fanny? Yeah, in 4.5 minutes, we sold out of the fanny packs. We absolutely did. They were sold out before the email even went out. Guys on the text app got them. Picking up my first larger order, 6 blades in one order. James Ellis, I don't know what that means. Brings the meat to the property, right on. Mechanical engineering, cool, man. Working out is easier than mindset. Yeah, but you can work out all you want, man. You can't outwork a poor diet. It just won't work. I didn't work out this weekend for shit. Did a good workout. My bis and tris are actually very fucking sore right now. Just from Friday night in about 20 minutes, right? Full contraction, little bit heavier weight, slower, push pull. Ate dinner, had some leftovers. Jeremy made some awesome chicken with some potato gnocchi with pesto sauce on it. Really good. Ate, and then I thought, man, if I don't work out right now, I'm not going to. So came straight out here and did push-pull. Did every machine, didn't do legs. Did every machine in here and a bunch of other exercises. I think I did 12 sets. Very slow contraction, high, peak, and then just to failure on each one. So I wouldn't say it's like an awesome workout, but I got a workout in that I would not have. Mowed because I wanted the clover and the grass for the compost pile. So I mowed, and we went and picked up Home Depot and Lowe's, picked up a bunch of plant starts today, probably about 60 of them. Planted probably about 30 of them tonight. Got that in. Picked up chicks last night. I don't remember how many I got today. We picked up another 16, I think. We bought all the astrolarps they had. So 16 more birds today. Those are in place. Everybody seems happy. We lost one cinnamon. It died. No idea why. I always plan on them dying. So only one dead. That's a good fucking number. That's a good number. And then in addition to that, I did everything else we normally do. Learning to weld, right on. Inyaki, I don't know what that means. Easy K, what's up? The knife sharpening business. Oh, right on. Right on. I see what you're saying. Just got surveying done for new property. About to start gardening in a couple of weeks. Any tips on the first steps? James Barden, yeah. Start tomorrow. There's no reason at all to wait. Start in plants. Like if you're doing seeds, start them going. If you're doing starts, just buy starts right now. Put them in a little bit bigger container. Start watering them. And just remember, man, people have been gardening for thousands of years. You're going to have a bunch of people tell you all this shit you have to do. It's all bullshit. there's some things that are better than others. Like growing potatoes. If you watch videos on growing potatoes, there's 100 ways to grow potatoes, and you'll see 20 videos that say this way's better, and you'll see 20 videos that say the other way is better than the first way. It's just the importance is just do it. Just do it. I had 4 herniated discs, had lost 40 pounds, discovered intermittent fasting. Now I have no problem. Yeah, most of the problems like that are self-induced. And people hate to hear that, right? So the kinder, gentler way is to say most of the problems like that can go away through diet. But I don't care if I'm hurting pussy's feelings. You did this to yourself mostly. I've done plenty of terrible shit to myself. Whatever fucking pissing, moaning, little bitching and complaining shit you hear people say, I promise you, I have done fucking that amplified to myself, yet somehow I'm still able to function every day. So I have no fucking sympathy for it. If you're around a person and more than one time they tell you about the bad shit that's happened in their life, it's because they know they're not doing what they should be doing, and they're offering you, they know that in your mind, you're calling them on it. You're putting that together, what kind of person they are, and they are trying to justify it. If you're around a person who tells you about the bad shit that's happened, get the fuck away from that dude, because it has no bearing on you. You've hired him for a job, or you're assessing whether you're going to be friends with this dude. I don't give a fuck what happened to you. You'll hear my story. People ask. I throw that out. When people think I'm doing such fucking awesome things or good things, I throw that out. Or people like to say the felon thing, right? The felon thing. You're right, I have that over my head. So how come I'm doing 100 times better than you, even though I have all that bad shit that's happened? That's how I use it. Wonder how things are fixing to go. The whole world is talking food. Yeah, not only food, it's coming to the point where you're either going to buy oils to cook with, or you're going to buy oils to heat with, but you're not going to have both. You're not going to have both, like your natural gas. So I heard Germany is asking people to cut back on their heating and only heat to 67 degrees or 65 degrees. What you're going to see in the summer, when it's even worse, hey, we need you to only air condition to 70 degrees, right? So how are they going to control that if some people are just like, fuck it, I don't care? Number one, you won't be able to pay the bill. And number two, they'll just throttle you back through your smart meter, which eventually will be tied into your social credit score also. Right now, you're hearing COVID again and COVID passes and shit. What that really is social credit score. They will control off what you say, how much electricity you're allowed to use. They will cut you off from banking. They will determine what things you can and cannot buy at the grocery store. It won't be long until you can't go to a grocery store. Your grocery stores will simply deliver to you, so that when they don't have your shit, you can't complain to anybody. Spain, rationing food. Yeah, you're seeing it all over the place. I guess we're not buying fuel from Saudi Arabia any longer. So Saudi Arabia is going to start taking payment from China in China's funds. So the US dollar basically has failed. And then what that'll do is your inflation will even skyrocket higher, because nobody holds the dollar. It's always been debt now. Planted seed starts this weekend. First time. Can I mess this up? Yeah, there's always a way to mess anything up. Yeah, absolutely. But something you planted is going to live. Keep it from freezing, right? Keep it above 32 degrees. And water it, probably less than you think it needs watering. Water maybe once a week and see what it does. And don't add fertilizer, right? You add fertilizer that you probably use soil that already has fertilizer in it. As the plants start growing, you can fertilize. Get on Epic Gardener's channel. Watch some of his videos. Great videos. You don't even have to pay attention. You can listen to them through the day when you're doing other shit. A lot of good knowledge. M.I. Gardner, Michigan Gardener, good. There's a few others out there. Those are the ones that I like. Making all the floods, storms flooding the farms. I believe that. I absolutely believe that. New house stays 68, 72 degrees year round because of the passive solar. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, they've been using World War III for a month now. It's to desensitize you to it and to get you to accept it. You watch what happens with this draft, because they sure are they're talking more about draft right now than I've heard them talk about in fucking 20, 30, 40 years. Walmart's come out and said they want 40% reduction in store traffic moving to home delivery. Yes, they are building Amazon-style warehouses right now that customers cannot go to their fulfillment centers. We get volunteer tomatoes all the time too, but they don't really perform. I've got dill coming up in a lot of places right now when I was just planting. I was out there about 40 minutes ago planting a bunch of stuff. Why would we lie to ourselves? Absolutely. Multicam black rigs in the near future. Brandon, what's near? What's near future? Because we ran multicam black rigs probably 3 weeks ago. We probably ran them 5 weeks ago. Where were you, bro? We literally spent an entire year running 48 rigs every single day. Stop listening to anything other than positive YouTube TikToks about growing in savannas. Right on. Did you see your sky today all day long? I didn't pay attention to it, Cash. I did not. I can't say I saw it. The other day I saw probably 30 or 40 chemtrails all intersecting, and right where they would intersect, they would kind of do crazy shit. They looked like they were like raining down right there. Someone posted a video in Bentonville, Arkansas that Walmart was making tiny homes. I saw that too. Amanda told me something about Arkansas and tiny homes. And I don't know if it's that they're making tiny homes or they're putting them in for employee housing. Like when we would go to Las Vegas, we'd hit State Line, right? Which had the big roller coaster. And there's a shopping mall out there and an outlet center and shit. All those employees, they have little like travel trailers out there. It's like a shanty town, and all those employees stay there. And perhaps that's what they're doing. Or maybe Walmart's just let one of these shed companies put tiny homes. Or maybe Walmart's just in the game themselves. There's a lot of shit that you buy from Alibaba. China has these prefab tiny houses, and you can fit 3 of them in a shipping container. And they come fully functional. All you do is hook them up to power and water. Power water septic or power water sewer, and they're fully self-contained, and you can put 3 of these in a container and they ship them right over here. So maybe Walmart is selling those. Yeah, Prem, Nevada, Brian. We used to go through there all the time. Pierre, what's up, buddy? Taking Ford's idea from early 1900s, maybe. Chris, I don't know what you mean by that. Are you talking about Ford setting up their own city? That went fucking miserably for them. Over where was that? Because they wanted to harvest rubber. That town's still there. People still like urban explore it and shit. Witherspoon, what's up, man? John put some bees in today. Another raised bed cart today. Planted some starter plants and planted some starter seeds. Mowed the grass, cut down a tree. Peoples, right on, man, right on. I direct sow quite a bit of stuff. And I start stuff a little bit later, too. Like you can put jalapenos in right now. And you can put jalapenos in damn near 6 months. I've got 16 mammoth jalapenos that are half are in, half aren't. And then I've got some cool jalapenos, which are jalapenos that have no heat to them, no Scovilles, or much less. We've got probably 20 of those going in. No, we have less of those. We're doing mostly the mammoths. And I'm really not too concerned with the heat too much because we don't eat raw jalapenos. We process them into other things. Posted video of Walmart tiny home in our group. Right on, right on. Has the awning project been completed? No, it's not. Everything's out there. There's no concrete. Finished up the condo to list it tomorrow. Congratulations, Pierre. Best volunteer tomatoes are cherry. The only tomatoes I grow are cherries. Everywhere I've ever grown tomatoes since I've lived here in Camden, I've never had good tomatoes. Like they'll come on, they'll be big, they'll be about perfect, and then they'll fucking implode. So I always do cherry tomatoes because we can get them. I know people growing I know people growing tomatoes for fucking business as part of most of their income. They're doing them in hothouses. And they do them hydroponically, and they pull all the suckers. So when you look at these tomatoes, they're coming up, 10 feet tall on these. They run them on these lines and string them up. They pull off all the suckers. So these stalks are just making tomatoes. It's like a stalk. It's about as big around as a hose, and it runs up, and it's just got tomatoes growing all up and down it. Chemtrails or condensation? Charlie, I don't think they're condensation, man. We don't have aircraft ever. I've lived here for 15 years. I have never seen the amount of aircraft moving like we have right now in the last couple months. And I mean, dude, there's 50 of them. And it's not just like a normal plane, you see it fly over, right? These are all planes, and they all X. And they X all through the sky. I've never seen this amount of flight. Wonder Mill grain mill costs just around $320. I've never heard of it, man. I don't know what it is. I have the best grain mill you can buy is Country Living Grain Mill. It's cast iron. You can get a bigger arm for it. You can hook it up to a motor. They have a bean auger because the beans have more oil in them, more oil content. That's the gold standard. The one you've mentioned, I'm not sure what that is. I will tell you, no matter what grain mill you get, it's not going to make flour like you're going to buy in the store. If you go buy Vitamix, I have a Vitamix. I would assume Ninja probably has something like it too, that'll do wheat, and that thing will make flour like you buy in the store. General Electric makes a grain mill that used to be about $300, and it made flour like you got from the store. The Country Living grain mill, it'll make you some flour for bread, but it's not what you're accustomed to eating. I've seen more military helicopters. We got a ton of them, Chuck, flying over, always. Looks like you're finally getting followers on TikTok. I think you're responsible for that, Jason. Thank you. I think that's your post that you made saying follow this guy. And like any new platform, when you have shit talkers come on, I've always banned them in the past, right? So I don't really have them like we used to. So I'm not banning shit on TikTok. You want to come over and talk some shit? Thanks for the fucking post, motherfucker. Come over and talk some shit. Yeah, chemtrails or cloud seeding. Yeah, I mean we know they're doing it because they do it in they do it in Saudi Arabia. Of course they fucking do it. Military E6 plane running southeast coastline right now. Reserves have been more active this week down the street than I've seen. So I saw a dude posted a video. I sent it to a couple of you guys. I've watched his stuff before. It's like Israeli Times or something. But he says there are military units being deployed to national parks in Colorado, and I think he said the Grand Canyon. Now, of course, he had no supporting evidence. There was no links to it. He didn't say who his source was. But there's a lot of activity going on in national parks right now. This has something to do with disappearances. Now, I've heard for years there's an astronomical, like 700% more based on the normal United States of disappearances that happen in national parks. I've heard that over and over and over. And if you dig into it, you'll see like time portals and Bigfoot and all kinds of crazy shit, right? If you want to see something pretty interesting, look up Egypt or Egyptian and Grand Canyon, Egyptian and Grand Canyon. And look at some of the videos, some of the professors and stuff when they talk about their finds. Very like Egyptian shit and portals and pyramids and all kinds of stuff. Yellowstone was the other one. He said there was mass troop deployments to Yellowstone also. Tyler Malloy, Bobby Abner. So I'm not sure what that's about. What's going on? Check out Missing 411 investigation. Yeah, I've seen it, buddy. I've seen it. Fucking nuts. Documentaries on the missing people. Shapeshifters National Park. Yeah, what Skinwalker Ranch? Have you seen any of that stuff? Multiple military convoys 5 times this weekend. I've seen more military. Walmart tests market a lot on Arkansas because that's where their headquarters. Oh yeah, okay. So are you aware of this, the military that Walmart has? That sounds nuts, doesn't it? John, they don't have no look into it. They have a military like fucking Blackwater has a military. They've got underground fucking bases. They have like, and I'm not saying they have a bomb shelter. They have an underground base. Look up at fucking look up Walmart military. That cave someone found in 1909, then disappeared, and the government locks the cave up. Yeah, you're not even allowed to go to that part of the park. Deep underground military bases, yes. Apparently, there was a bunch of smoke coming out of the ground, like in Italy and different parts of the United States, and that's when all the Trump stuff was going on, and they're raiding all these dumbs, and they're rescuing children. For a while, a bunch of children popped up on videos and stuff saying that they were captive, and all kinds of people involved, but it just went away. Like nothing came of it. It just disappeared and fizzled out. Monsanto has their own military. That doesn't surprise me. I was not aware of it, though. I know they have armed gunmen that'll come in and fucking cut your crops down, burn your crops down, find their genetics in your seed, even though it open air pollinated. Saying the reason for the geoengineering is because of global warming and climate. Yeah, they're always saying that, right? Always saying some shit. Eight Bear Adventures. I'm great, man. They burn your cornfields like children of corn. Yes, they do. Heard there are maglev trains leaving the casinos in Vegas, heading to mini bases. Would it surprise you? Would it at all surprise you? Massive underground city in mountains of Colorado connected to the airport. Yep, it seems it. They have some creepy experiments going on underground. Of course they do. Of course they do. Think of all the shit they do above ground. Bunker in Colorado isn't that massive. Cheyenne Mountain really isn't that big in general. Cheyenne Mountain's not shit anymore. Like everybody knows, like Cheyenne Mountain is not what it used to be. FDR used to come to New York City in an underground armored train. It'll house probably 1,000 people comfortably. Read stories for years about super soldiers. Thought it was fanciful bullshit. Starting to wonder if they don't at least have this started. What was for dinner? Man, I had sushi for lunch in Jackson. And then I had chicken that was done in like a pesto sauce. Leftovers Jeremy cooked this week with potato gnocchi. With pesto on it. That's what I had for dinner tonight. That's the last thing I've eaten tonight. Where in Jackson? Hana. We always go to Hana, man. Went to Honus, picked up a bunch of plant starts at Home Depot, Lowe's, picked up some more chicks at Tractor Supply, and then shot home. HARP is high altitude frequency. Oh, I guess you know what it is. You got it right there. High altitude resonation program is what I thought it was. I've been running around all day, searing up some sausage, heating up some sausage, make some rice, right on. Maybe spending so much money on all these underground facilities are why we can't keep our roads in good repair. No, you can't keep your roads in good repair because they don't run on your roads. They don't give a fuck about your roads. They don't care. They don't care about your roads. I have cars that I can't even drive to Nashville because of the condition of the roads. They don't give a shit about you. It's continuity of government. It's not continuity of public. They don't fucking care about you. Everything they do, everything they do that seems to be for you is because they print more money. They just enter some entries into a computer and fabricate more money, and they steal part of the money. It's just graft. It's graft. It's amazing hearing this. I'm crazy to all around me talking about any of this. I know that it's all true, but most think I'm crazy. This is comforting. Whiskey 83, man, you need to get around different people, buddy. Like, if you have that in your household, imagine how miserable you're going to be if your spouse is not on board. And I don't mean the conspiracy theory shit. And then on the flip side of that coin, you can have these conversations over and over, but typically when you do, you start having more of them and you start looking into it further, which means it's taking time from you that you could actually use the time to have something to show for the time, right? So it has to be a balance. I can have these conversations here because of the eyeballs. These conversations convert to business. But before I got on here, I planted probably 30, 40 plants tonight. I added probably 60 more baby chicks. I did a ton of farm work today. I mowed some grass that went into the compost bin today. We've got chicken in the pressure canner right now, which can sit shelf stable for 15 years. We did a lot of shit today, and I have things to show for it. I sewed till 1 in the morning. I made product until 1 in the morning Saturday night, and I worked on the sewing machine a couple hours Friday night also. So I can have these conversations. I'm on this video here anywhere from an hour to 2 hours almost every night. But I also, in addition to that 2 hours, this is entertainment for me, right? But it also leads to business. But in addition to that, I work 18 hours almost every day also. So if you're going to do one, you have to make sure you do the other. Seen B2 bombers, that's nuts. I would love to see an episode about you talking about your business progression and what you've learned. Man, there's thousands of those videos. I don't catalog my videos in any manner. You just have to watch them. We're probably about to start doing a podcast video, which will be just, we'll rip the audio and put it up, but it's not going to be a podcast like it was. It's just going to be you guys. I will put a podcast. We've already recorded. We already did one Friday. It'll probably go up tomorrow. And it's just me talking with Austin. And you guys can comment about what we talked about, or you could ask more questions. And we'll go through and just kind of read them on the next episode. And we'll just keep going in that manner. First time having a mole in my yard. I have a bunch of something out there. I don't know what it is though. And it's always in wood chips. It's in mulch I put down. They like that, so they show up there, Did you find the kind of chicks you wanted the last couple live? No, I did not. I got a bunch of what they had, which are big egg layers. Last night I ordered 50 Cornish crosses, and I ordered 50 barred rocks, and I ordered 20 Americanas. The big what are the big, huge, white, black, heavy birds? I ordered 20 of those also, and I ordered 2 roosters for each of those. Now, they have a hybrid egg layer that says it puts out 350 eggs each year. That's a ton, because your barred rocks and most of your others put out 250. These suckers, and they start laying at 4 to 6 weeks old. I'm like, there's no fucking way. And I went back. She goes, those ones said they start laying at like 4 to 6 weeks. I'm like, no fucking way. I went back and read them, and they do, in fact. So I think I'm probably going to order probably 60 of those also. Try being in a bucket truck 60 foot up in the air and having freaking C-17 come right across the tree. That's nuts, man. For a mole, get rid of the food source. But what is the food source for a mole? Isn't it roots of plants? Got my order, gray on gray EDC. Black on green one. I have a 6 years old. Thanks for the order. First time having a mole. Been sitting on my ass this evening. Demoed an entire kitchen. 13 hours of work. Right on. What's your go-to? What's your go-to sushi? Rolls, nigiri? Mostly nigiri. Mostly cut sushi. I got salmon. Not smoked salmon, just salmon. Yellowtail, octopus, and eel today. And I got, I don't know what else I got. I got something else. Moles eat grubs. Moles love to eat worms. Well, worms come. I mean, when you put down wood chips, wood mulch, you get a lot because the soil's improving. So worms show up and multiply. Voles are always my problem. Maybe it's voles I have. I don't know. The cats, every now and then get them. They look like some weird little mice. And every now and then they'll have the thing on the nose, so that's a mole. Is that a diaper bag? Yeah, I have a diaper bag, Typhon pink diaper bag available. Can't snap my wife out of normalcy bias and complacency. She calls my prepping a hobby and says nothing that bad will ever happen. You married the wrong bitch, man. Show her that video. Show her, and feel free to tell her I said that. You married the wrong bitch, man. I feel sorry for you. Because if she can't see what you're doing as security for the future, that's going to be really bad when it comes time to do that. And it's also going to throttle you back on what you could be doing. So that sucks. That's terrible. Just posted a video on my YouTube channel with an interview with James Yeager about going to Ukraine. James is in Ukraine, man. You just posted an interview. You mean with John Lovell? You reposted it, or you actually did an interview with James? Prepared patriarch, man. A relationship can't be 50-50. A business can't be 50-50. If it is, those partnerships don't ever last. It's got to be 49-51. And you can both have determining says in different factors, right? But when it comes to defense of your property, defense of your family, is your wife stronger than you? Or do you have the final say? If you both want to do something different, which one are you going to do? Are you going to split up and go separate directions? Like, you need to know that right the fuck now. Just work on you, man. Work on the things you can work on, because she can't shit on that. Work on your fitness. Work on your endurance. Work on your fucking cardiac, your fucking breath capacity. Just work on those things. And you don't even have to tell her you're prepping. When she goes to the grocery store, ask her to buy more dry goods. We can put them in the bucket. How about the fact that food has gone up? Who does the grocery shopping? You or her? I would assume she does. Is she not aware that fucking milk is 40% higher? Eggs are fucking almost 50% higher? And we're talking about in 6 months. So go back 5 years, go find some receipts from 5 years ago, and you'll be absolutely dumbfounded at how much things have increased in price. How about fuel? If you had stored some fuel, a year ago, what's that fuel cost you today? It's fucking literally 3 times as much. Ice Age Farmer is releasing some great news. I don't know about news. I don't know about great news, but he's putting out a ton of content. Yeah, I watch Christian stuff. I did an interview with James about 1 month ago, but it took me that long to learn how to edit. Got it. Okay, gotcha. Where did I order my birds from? The real answer, I don't know. Send me a message. I'll send you a link to it. I'm in a bunch of like backyard poultry groups and pastured poultry groups and small farm stuff. And I'd seen this place come up. I'd actually had the birds in my cart 4 or 5 times, and finally last night I just ordered them. Waiting for a double safety razor pouch like the ones they used to give out in the military. JJ, I have not a clue what that even is, man. How's James Yeager? I don't know. Why don't you fucking ask him, man? He's online every fucking day. If you're gonna ask how James is, and it's important enough for you to ask me how James is, go join his fucking Patreon and give him a few dollars every month. Go take a fucking class from his family. Like, there's 100 ways you can help James financially. Fucking just buy some shit from his store. If you like, if you can't bring yourself to give James $5 a month or $10 a month to see all his backside, content, he's putting a ton of fucking content up publicly. He's putting 100 times that up fucking, not publicly. So give him a few bucks and see how James is. And that's not to jump on you, but it always baffles me when dudes like, hey, how's Lance? Lance has fucking kids and a company. Why don't you go do business with him? I miss Lance. Really? He's online every fucking day. He posts hilarious shit. The shipping for birds has become ridiculous. Mine, I don't have a problem, man. It depends where they're coming from. Tons of places have shut down. There is literally, do you believe this bird flu shit? Do you know how they're testing to see if there's bird flu? They're using the PCR test. The same PCR test that it's come out that they had 99% false positives with. You know why that is? Because they can turn it up to say whatever they want it to fucking say. Is there a way to make a duck box small enough chicken can't get in, or make chickens cross water? Oh, I don't know, Brian. I don't care enough to do any of that shit. The duck is on the nest. She's got a bunch of eggs in there. She is aggressively protecting it. And then I've got another duck that has laid eggs inside a bag of wood chips. Wood shavings, pine shavings from Tractor Supply. So what's that? Probably 24 by 18 by 30 maybe. And it's full. It had some wood chips. She made a full nest in there, and she's actively, aggressively protecting that nest too. The easier way would just be to catch the chickens, clip their wings so that they can't get out. I don't believe the bird flu crap. I ordered 50 crosses in February. Shipping was 100. I don't think my shipping was that high, and I just ordered well over 100 birds. 50 of them were Cornish crosses. I ordered 50 barred rocks, 60 barred rocks, and the big white, the heavy birds, the black and white ones. I can't remember what they're called. They're real pretty birds. Brahmas. Make sure you get enough protein. Your body will turn protein to sugar as a fast source to burn, which is saved by intermittent fasting. I don't think anybody here has enough fucking problems. Like that's a you're having a conversation right there that's up there with the dudes that are worried about overtraining. There's not a one of these motherfuckers on here that's overtraining anything. And that's probably the case. And if you're intermittent, if your plan is to intermittent fast and eat ice cream, you have you have bigger problems. Yes, your protein ratio should definitely be higher, if not almost complete protein. David Strait. No, I've not heard of him. Have you ever clipped a bird's wings? Yes. I've clipped a bird so much they can't fucking fly at all. They can still get out. Once you have a bird that's learned to get out, it will always want to be able to get out. They're very smart in that manner. So you need to put an end to that right away. I have some birds out right now. We're going to clip their wings and put them back in the pens. And if they continue to get outside of the wire, I'm going to kill them. Because outside of the wire, they're laying eggs wherever they are, and other birds will see them do that. So if you have an animal you're feeding that you're not getting a product from, that's a pet. And I don't have pets out there. Especially with the price. Price of feed's up. Price of feed's up probably 30% right now. And I see people saying that bags of layer pellet are $25 and $30 right now in other states. So price of feed is going way up. Cut all processed foods out of my diet. Oh, you feel way. I'll bet you fucking think faster too. Separate carbs and fat. Always eat with protein. So if you're taking in fat with carbs, you're going to store fat. If you take in meat with fat, protein with fat, you're going to burn fat. A lot of it has to do with food timing too, right? SMO. How do I even fucking say your name? I'm just going to call you Somos. I still eat garbage, but my job is basically CrossFit. Good for you, man. Do that while you can. Patreon Jaeger 357 level and up. You get all Jaeger stuff. I don't believe this blurred food crap. Graveyard Hustle. Alright, I think I've read all these. Layer feed is $23 before tax in Kansas. It was $13 a year ago. Yep. so much so, we're buying a hammer mill. I'm going to buy a hammer mill. I can get corn from farmers directly here, and we're going to hammer mill our own corn. Also known as grist mill, but when you search grist mill, you'll find a lot of stuff for sale out of Africa. And you'll find pictures of big, huge old grain mills that are all by rivers that were powered by water wheels. Those are grist mills. So I'm going to buy, you'll also find stuff that goes to a PTO. I don't want one that has to attach to a tractor. Fried bologna and eggs, that sounds delicious. And if you're going to eat shit, right, if you're going to eat shit, don't do it before you go to bed. I think that's a lot of people's problems. They get in bed, they want a snack, or they get in bed with a drink and they want a snack. Don't go to bed with shit in you like that. My body changes drastically when just before I go to bed, I have a fistful of, I actually have proportions, right? I actually weigh it. I have a fistful of oatmeal, just with water on it, 45 seconds in the microwave, nothing else on it. And three, it weighs out, but it's 3 egg yolks. It's 3 eggs. The weight of 3 eggs, no yolks. So I use 5 eggs and pull the yolks out. When I eat that extra meal every night, I sleep better through the night, and I change rapidly in the mirror, doing the exact same things. Visible difference very quickly with that extra meal in there right before I go to bed. And when I say go to bed, it's like go to the bedroom. I'm still up another 2 hours. Only thing that doesn't add weight to me at night is a protein shake. attach it to a bicycle, and then Amanda can pedal it. I'm with you, fat nuts. We need to actually put together some kind of bicycle drive unit like that bolts to a board or something, you know, so that we can actually use not only like a grist mill through gear reduction, but also turn something to charge batteries with, as well as run the wheat grinder, you know. I need to gain weight. I eat second dinner right before bed. What up, man? How are you, Chris? Attach it to a bicycle. See, I've heard different. I've heard you don't store fat if you eat before bed. I think it depends what you're eating, buddy. But don't go to bed with sugars in you. Did Cody get the coyote back on the road? Thought it came up. No, it's not. It's sitting here in my way. If you do a lot of business with Lowe's for business, ask about MVP Pro. You can get stuff directly delivered that the store don't even carry. That's good information there. You should be afraid of me doing any physical exercise that will build even more muscle. All right, guys, I'm off of here. Have a good night. The hashtag is SOE, do the things. I've seen some people doing that, but when I searched it, I only found one person using it, which makes no sense because I've seen it more than once out there. So hashtag SOE, do the things. I'll see you guys. Night.